All right, first off, just very excited for our team. I'm very excited for our players and our coaches. We played a complete game. We talked about improving each game. Just first of all, our defense holding that group to 25 yards rushing was really unbelievable, and that was one of the goals, to try to make them one-dimensional and try to get after the quarterback. And our guys up front, when it was passing situations, just did a super job. Our defense, I can't say enough about them. They're improving each week. Offensively, our plan was we felt like we had to run the football, and we were able to run the football, and I thought that was a big thing. I think we had 543 yards rushing against that bunch, which is really good. So, I told our guys, that was one of the more complete games that I think we played since I've been here. So the good thing is we're improving, and that's really the name of the game. And very happy for our guys. The crowd was unbelievable once again, and, we're in a good spot moving forward. Question.
The physical play in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Talk about those guys.
Our defensive front, they've been very good all year, and the week off I think really helped us. We got fresher and we got healthier up front, and then offensively, we just kind of carried over from the Mississippi State game about the physicality up front, getting a push. Cameron Petway once again had a big time game. I thought Stanton Truitt really came on. He was a good change of pace. And of course, Cameron Martin had the big run. So, we didn't have Kerryon Johnson. He was hurt. He wasn't 100%, and we dressed him out and tried to see what we could do in pregame. So it was good to be able to rest him. But probably the big thing offensively is we didn't have any turnovers, and I think that is a sign of good things moving forward.
This is one of the most dominant wins in program history, and one of the most dominant wins in your career. Even after an off week, you talked about how they make you earn it defensively. To do what you did tonight, how do you explain it? How does it feel?
Well, it feels great. We were clicking. Rhett really had it going. Him and Herb had a good plan, and we got the tempo going. And, of course, you guys have watched this before. When we get tempo going, especially being able to tempo and downhill run, we're at our best. And we were able to have some big plays, and we had the big pass play, which I thought was big too. Sean White continues to improve. I really felt good tonight. He had a couple big runs, and we talked, preseason about our quarterback needing to be a runner, and he is definitely sufficient enough when called upon.
Yes. Can you talk about the offensive line? They averaged about 9 yards a rush.
Wow, did we? Wow, that's really something. Our offensive line's getting better. We're starting to kind of gel. I thought the off week was good. We're a downhill running team, and we were able to do that tonight.
Keeping Darius and Austin where they were the last couple weeks, is that now the plan going forward? You guys like that grouping?
That's just kind of what we felt like. We felt like we played very well the last game out. We felt like to stick with that lineup. Xavier is a very good player in his own right, but it gives us 6 guys that have started before. But that was kind of the thinking going into this thing.
Run from Eli to start the game. That's something you guys have worked on going into this game, and how to kind of set the tone.
Yeah, our young guys, we talked about in the off week, really our older guys, resting them and getting them healthy. And then the young guys, we got some very talented young guys, and we just really focused on the young guys getting more reps. And so, we just felt like getting him the ball the first play, that really set the tone. He can run. He's a good athlete, and we had a lot of young guys out there that I really felt like took that next step. Nate Craig made a really good catch, and, of course, Kyle Davis has played very well, all year. So it's good with those young guys that are starting to grow up.
Yes, can you talk about Stanton Truitt?
Yeah, well, that was great. He was a great change of pace for Petway, wasn't he? He made some great runs inside. He bounced the one. Of course, we got the wheel route to the field. Sean White just hit him in stride right there. And when you're able to run the football, the play actions open up.
How much do you think those reps that he got last week during the bye week helped him with his performance?
To my Stanton?
Yeah,
it helped a lot. I mean, he went full-time tailback about 3 to 4 weeks ago, so for him to be able to do this and play it at that high of a level really says a lot about him. And so he had a very good game, and it was great to see.
What to say about the defensive line to hold the SEC's leading rusher like that and to have the best performance against an SEC?
Yeah, I mean, that's a wild thing, really. To be able to hold them to 25 yards rushing, that's a wow.
To do it in the passing game as well, Gus, 4 sacks, 15 hurries. It's one of the more productive games you've gotten for the defensive line, probably in your entire tenure here. Where does that come from?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I really think that the week off and we were fresh. We were a little banged up the last, probably 3 or 4 games, and we were able to get healthy, and you could see they were fresher, and they disrupted stuff.
What did y'all see on that first play that you last over?
Well, really, we were wanting to run it. We thought it could be successful, but we also wanted to set up the wheel route to Stanton Truitt off the same look. And, of course, we were able to get 2 touchdowns off that same type of look right there. But, we thought it could be a successful play. I mean, you never – would it go 80 or 78? So you don't, plan on that, but that was great.
Gus, can you talk about third down, something sort of a big key coming into the season?
Yeah.
You had another good game.
Yeah, third downs, that was one of our points that we were really, wanting to continue. What were we, 7 and 12, and our goal was to be 50%, and we felt like if we could be 50%, we'd score some points there. So we're getting better at third down. Our third down defense has been great all year. I think they were 3 of 15, and I think offensively and defensively on third down we ranked in the top 20. So got to continue that.
You were able to get Sean out on the perimeter again for some big runs again tonight. Has that kind of been developing each and every week with him?
Yeah, anytime like you got Cameron Petway and he's running the ball successfully downhill, they all focus on, and this takes that one time to kind of sneak out and nobody knows he had the ball. He split them there, and he's faster than people think. I mean, he showed some speed. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to take it to the house, but it was nice to see him get a long run.
Players seem to be really energized by the thing that happened at pregame when the Arkansas players were at midfield. Some of your players are tweeting about it right now about not stepping on the AU. Yeah. Do you think that really added something to this game?
I don't know. I mean, we've never had that happen before in our prayer circle, but hey, we're wanting to win the football game, and we're plenty motivated.
Coach, you talked about the team being fresher after the off week. That makes sense. But when you win a game like this, and as physical as they were, you remain fresh. Do you not, moving forward right now, do you think?
I think anytime you play like we played tonight, it gives you confidence. We'll see how banged up we are. I mean, right now everybody's feeling pretty good, so but it was a physical game, but it was a good physical for us.
For the big picture, where do you think this sets you up? Head down. We got 3 of the last 4 on the road.
Yeah, I mean, here's what we're doing. We're taking one week at a time, and we're going to Ole Miss next week, and that's all we're thinking about. So setting up and all, we'll worry about that at the end of the year. We're playing good football right now. We got to continue to improve, and that's really the only thing on our mind.
I realize it's fresh, but again, you alluded to just how dominant and all around this was. Can you think of a performance in your career where, I mean, at Tulsa you had shutouts and 50-plus point wins, but can you think of one that was more all-around performance like this?
That this would rival any of them probably. I mean, just if you look at it, I mean, I'll have to have time to watch everything and break it down, but when you beat a top 20 team, that played well last week against a conference opponent, I mean, we played pretty good in all 3 phases.
I guess you guys have been great in the penalties department all year, and you had another good game out there tonight. What do you kind of attribute to that success this year?
Yeah, we talked at the midway point. We talked, and I'm not a big stat guy, but a lot of times halfway through the year, you try to figure out what you're good at and what you need to improve on. And penalty yards was one of the best. We were one of the best in the country at penalty yards, and we just got to continue to build upon that. I think that says a lot about our players and their discipline. I think it says a lot about our assistant coaches. That's the way they coach, and so we got to continue that.
Coach, the jump Eli Stove did, not just running the ball, but also tracking down the kick returner there.
What's that?
Eli Stove running the ball and also tracked down the kick returner there. I know it's
called back for penalty. Yeah, Eli can run. He can really run. You talking about the one that got called back? Yeah, I said. Yeah, I just saw the flag and I really didn't watch. You just told me something I didn't know.
Guys, I don't want this to come across like a hindsight is 2020 question, but is there any kind of, like, after you see what he did tonight, is there any kind of wish that maybe you guys had moved Stanton to running back earlier in his career?
I think he's in a good spot right now. I think everything happens for a reason, and he got an opportunity. He seized the moment, and now he gives us another weapon, in the backfield, a change of pace guy. So, you know, a big question if you really think about coming this year, what was it? It was running backs. You know, do we have enough running backs? Are they durable and all that? So I think it just gives us more depth.
You mentioned it's rare to teams improve during the season. Have you ever had teams improve this much, you know, from the first part of the season to now?
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer right offhand. I mean, we're getting better, but I'm not. I mean, this is just one game. You know, I mean, we got to continue to get better, and we've improved. I mean, if you look at it, we lost to 2 pretty good teams. You know, and wish we would have played better. But it's all about getting better. Very few teams in college football this time of year get better. That's our challenge. If we can continue to do that, then we'll see what happens.
Coach Nick Ruffin, I noticed didn't play, but he's dressed.
He's still a little banged up. Yeah, him and Carry on both.
What about Kyle Davis not getting in there until late tonight? What was the issue there?
He got in on 3rd downs. I mean, he got down third downs, you know, early in the game, and he's kind of been our 3rd down guy. So.
Anything else for Coach Malzahn?
Just real quick, Coach, you talked about playing a complete game, and I guess after Mississippi State you're going, there's nothing to complain about when you didn't necessarily kick the hammer down in the second half. To see that tonight, what is that saying about
you know, I think it says a lot about the depth of our team, because we put a lot of our twos in there, and we continue to play good defense. We continue to play good offense. So I think that says something about your depth. You know, and just, you know, we challenged them at halftime, and they came out at halftime and kept playing good football.
All right, Coach. Thank you.